In this challenging economy, are there ways to save money for your future? I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me this hour is the Delaware State Treasurer, Chip Flowers. Thanks for being with us.
Great to be here.
You have a campaign underway. It's called the Prosper Campaign. But right now, as people are facing challenges financially, as people are facing unemployment, how difficult is it to put money away and save?
Well, we recognize the fact that this economy is very, very difficult right now. But yet we know that savings is very important, as we saw in the 2008 recession and the recession that too many Delawareans are still experiencing even to this day, that people didn't have any savings. And we want to make a difference in people's lives at the Treasury by making sure that we encourage them to save. And that's why we've adopted this new campaign. It's called the Prosper Campaign, which has four basic principles: earn, save, invest, and prosper. And we want to make sure that people can just put something away for a rainy day. And that's important because I think what happens is people feel as though, well, I don't have a job. I don't have the prospect of getting a job anytime soon, so I don't need to save. But that's not the case. Even if you can put just something aside, it can make a big, big impact on your life in years to come.
Now, when we talk about putting something aside, you say something is better than nothing. But what does something mean? You say small amounts can actually add up, but how small is
sure.
a small amount?
You know, small amounts can be $5, $10, $15 a month, depending on the person's income bracket. And that's why we're encouraging people to visit the Treasury's website. And we have what's called a prosperity portal that will help people. There's financial calculators available at this website that can help people determine what amount of money can they save in light of their current economic climate. You know, I'm not a typical politician that sits there and says, well, look, you got to save, save, save. We recognize the fact that people are struggling right now, and that makes a big difference. So even if you're not able to save today, we still think you should take the time to come to visit the website and just look about what you should be doing in the future. So when you do find employment again, that you have an opportunity to save and you can get you back on the right path, because that's what it's about. Putting people back on the right path so they can restore prosperity to Delaware. And
you say this can be done regardless of income, but yes. What about age? Because this is a concern for many people as they're looking toward retirement, or they may have been laid off late in their career and they're thinking about retooling. How can you start to save later on in life to a point where you may feel more comfortable about retirement?
Sure, it's a great question because, you know, regardless of your age, you start saving. We see elementary school students starting to save now with their piggy banks, as many of us realized when we were younger what we used to do, all the way up to those who are nearing retirement. Now, obviously, the difference is what type of savings do you do at your various different age groups, right? For example, those near retirement, you want to go more conservative. You don't want to have your money all in the stock market, for example. You want to obviously be in more secure, more conservative investments so that money will be there in retirement. But those of us who are a little bit younger, I like to think I'm a young man, that we can be a little bit more risky in our investments. Not that we need to be completely ambitious, but obviously you can put more money at risk. So it's about blending and making sure that you balance your portfolio. So we encourage people to visit the website at treasury.delaware.gov, but also talking to a financial advisor because they know your situation better than we do. But we want to be proactive and get people thinking about saving.
And you mentioned some different approaches, and I know we're not going to talk about specifics here because everybody's situation is different, but there are different savings vehicles. How can we find the best fit for us? Can we find information on the website?
Sure, you can certainly find information about the best vehicle for you and your family at the Treasury website. But at the same time, we always encourage people to talk to financial advisors. I think too often people try to do it on their own, and it becomes overwhelming. I mean, we all get literature from those companies seeking to take money and try to invest our money. We don't recommend always just taking something out of your mailbox and calling. That information can be helpful, but we always talk to a neutral third party, contact, there's nonprofit organizations that the United Way offers. There are people who basically don't get paid off of a commission to basically give you advice. And so we encourage people to talk to financial advisors, nonprofit organizations, and of course, visit the Treasury website because we're here to help you. After all, we are funded by the taxpayers and the voters, so we want to make sure that we're making a true value and an impact in your life.
And just a few seconds, but the Prosper campaign is underway. But are people saving at this point?
Yes, we are finding that the saving rates have declined, obviously, since the last recession, but yet we're going to turn those numbers around, so we hope more people can save.
Thanks so much. We've been talking with the State Treasurer, Chip Flowers, Jr. I'm Jill Horner.